Okay, chromosomal aberrations, deletions, numerical fluctuations may lead to gross abnormalities in human. Discuss with help of suitable examples. See, these kind of questions everyone has them in their notes, all right, and everyone knows enough content that they can write at least 5 to 6 pages in this without flipping their eyes, all right. But these are the questions where you can actually show that, or where you can bring that relative advantage. How? Because why? Because we know that these questions are statics and everyone has prepared for it. So that's why you need to sit and try to bring that extra element in your notes, and then by presenting it in better manner. So that's how you will be creating a relative advantage for yourself in the exam. Okay. So same thing. What are chromosomal abnormalities? I'll be defining it, and types, that diagram, the structural and numerical, and then the chromosomal deletions, the main part. I'll be addressing it, and I'll be addressing the numerical fluctuations with examples of how it has affected on human. All right, same thing here, but only thing is bit better structure. Chromosomal deletions, causes, examples. All right, what are the causes for chromosomal deletions and examples? Which syndromes are what are this human diseases that there is this deletion of 5p, right? I'm not able to recall the exact name. Cridocat 5p, so you can use that as example. But in this, this should bring in a structured manner the karyotype. You can write the karyotype, right? X0 40 45 for Down syndrome. So this is what is karyotype presentation. There is standard notation for it. Please refer it. And then features of it, and then impacts of it. All right. So the impact has to carry more weight because it is the main demand of the question. See, may lead to gross abnormalities. So this is the main demand, gross abnormalities. So we should emphasize, it's not simply listing out things. Okay, we need to emphasize our answer here. So that is why I have put the plus plus mark here. You need to bring more space and more detailed explanation in this, or more weightage for this portion of answer. And similarly, numerical fluctuations, causes, examples in with same three heads, and more focus on the impact part of numerical fluctuations. All right, in this you can use Down syndrome as example, where you should focus on the impact. Right? They have the congenital diseases. They are, sometimes sterile, and they have sometimes mental retardation. Don't you think they are wreaking havoc on human life? So you need to bring that here. And then, like I always said, anthropological relevance, evolutionary, right? This has evolutionary significance. How? Because any change in our genes, if at all it transmits, it becomes a what contributor in human evolution. You know that, right? Our chromosome number 21 was product of binding of two chromosomes from a chimpanzee. I'm not recalling the name. Yes, please refer it once, and then link it to genetic counseling, right? Because genetic counseling can avoid such occurrences if it is possible that sometimes there are chances of getting these disorders associated with numerical aberrations, and sometimes and the next point is the social relevance, right? You know that, right? People who have numerical fluctuations, they find themselves in a bad state due to social ignorance, stigma, and discrimination. So you can bring that part, okay, and then conclude that by bringing the broader thing. Like I said, whenever it is biology, link it to evolution, survivability, variation, and health. So what chromosomal aberration is? It is force of evolution sometimes, right? Numerical or chromosomal, any change that happens, sometimes it leads to evolution. So you can call it, because one of our gene is outcome of merger of two genes, numerical aberrations in the primate ancestors. Okay, so that is why I tried to use it as conclusion. So you can bring that case itself to validate or to give support to your conclusion. Okay.